Most books today in Christian shops, they're not about teaching you who Jesus is and to worship him and to follow. It's all about self-improvement. How to improve self. I'll tell you how to improve self. Pick up your cross and follow Jesus. That's how you improve self. Automatically, you will be 100% improved, guarantee you. Because the problem is not the things around you, the problem is within us. And the more we give over ourselves to Christ, the less of a problem we're going to have with ourselves. And by the way, it's not a one-time thing. We have to keep abiding in Christ. Now, the Antichrist, the word Antichrist, right? It appears here in this book, and oddly enough, this is interesting, it is the only book that actually names him the Antichrist. It is the only book of the Bible that actually, by title, names the man of sin or the Antichrist. The Antichrist. It's found in this chapter. It's found in chapter 4. It's found in the second letter of John that we'll happily read. It's the only place that word Antichrist exists. Now, there are other titles for this man of sin. And it's found in the book of Thessalonians. Paul wrote a letter that he called them the man of sin or the man of lawlessness, right? The book of Revelation speaks of him as the beast. And there are two of them, by the way. Don't forget that part. But they seek to do one thing, to replace Christ. This is the biggest important thing, if I can leave you with anything. Antichrist, we normally think of the word anti as thinking like, well, they're against, you're anti this, you're anti that. That is true in English. But the Bible wasn't written in English. It was written in Greek. And in Greek, when we translate it, the word anti doesn't mean, not only means against, you can say that, but it literally means in place of, to replace Christ. It is someone who comes in, surely he's anti-Christ, he's against Christ, surely he'll persecute people. It's even happening today. But it's to remove Christ out of your heart and something else will take place. And that, my friend, is more subtle. And that, my friend, is so deceptive. If somebody is trying to kill you, you would know, be like, that thing is against me, that person is against me. It's either fight or flight, right? But we know it's a threat. But the biggest deception would be, what if it's subtly done in your heart? And no longer Christ is the most important person in your life. And now he's been removed. He's no longer central. He's no longer supreme. He's no longer the best. He's now one of the choices you have. He's not adored anymore and worshiped in your life, right? And this is what Antichrist is really about, by the way. So one of the things we know about Antichrist ideas is that they begin even in churches, and they did depart from the teaching of Jesus, and other things become more important. Now think about that in relevance to today. How many things have begun right, and even maybe ourselves begun right, but slowly, we might migrated away from the teaching of Jesus. It's no longer that important.